Okay, good morning, everybody. Today's topic it is phase plane analysis. So we'll be directly going to module 6 because compared to module 6, the module 5 is comparatively it is a less complex in the nature. You can study your own if I won't be able to complete it, but it is all the derivation and all. But for this phase plane analysis, you require teachers' help. So that is why I explained this module 6 phase plane analysis today. Okay. So phase plane analysis. It is a graphical method for studying the systems by providing motion trajectories corresponding to the system initial condition of the system. So the beauty of this plane analysis, without actually solving the non-linear equations, we can find the behavior of the non-linear system performance by varying the initial conditions. So it is a graphical method. You need not solve the equation for the analysis. Okay. The only disadvantage of phase plane method is it is restricted to at most second order system. Suppose if you want to do the analysis of the higher order system, you need to approximate it to the second order system. Then only you can apply this phase plane analysis. So that is the main disadvantage of the phase plane analysis. But for this, why it is a major disadvantages? Because it is very difficult. That graphical study of higher order is it is computationally and geometrically complex. If you go for higher order system, so it is limited to second order system. That is clear. Phase plane analysis. It is a graphical method for studying the control system by providing motion trajectory. Solely for studying the second order system. Okay. Now we will come to know the concepts of this phase plane. So phase plane method is applied to autonomous second order system. Everybody is aware of the mathematical representation of the system. How can you represent the system mathematically? By simply writing the differential equation of that particular system. So if it is a second order system, then it is a second order differential equation. So let us take one simple example of a second order differential equation. That is d square x by dt square plus 2 theta dx by dt plus x is equal to 0. This is a representation of a one system. That is a mathematical model. Now, what is the role of phase plane here? Now, here we will be taking the state space, state of the system. Okay. How do you select the state of the system if the mathematical model of a system is given in the second or the differential equation? You will be assigning the state variable as that is a x1 as x and the derivative of the state variable is it will be the next one. Okay. If x is one state variable, say x1. Okay. X1, the another second set of state variable is x2. How do you get that x2? It is nothing but the derivative of x. What is this x we assume this such x1, the state variable x1, and this dx by dt is x2. That is nothing but the derivative. So this one you know how to form the state model if the equation of higher order is given. So many problems here we have done it. What is a general state equation? That is the input equation. What is on? Everybody is aware. That is x dash is equal to x plus bu, where a is the system matrix. If it is a second order system, how many state variables are available? Two variables. If it is a third order, there are three variables. Fourth order, fourth state variables. Now the state phase plane is mainly constituted only for second order system. So the how many state variables are available? Only two, which are the x1 and x2. We know that x2 is nothing but the derivative of x1. Okay. Now this the coordinate plane with x1 and x2 as two axes. That is x and x dash are the two axes. Then we can say that is it's a state plane or phase plane. What the concept? We are familiar with the xy coordinator. Instead of xy coordinate, it will be x1 and x2 coordinate, and the what is that x1 and x2? It is nothing but the state variable of the second order system. Now we are aware of the time response of a system. Step response we are aware how the graph looks like this way. That is x axis and the time. Okay, can you see this? This diagram, Alan Matthew. This diagram, Alan Matthew is here.
Miss. കാണാം miss.
കാണാലോ ക്ലിയർ അല്ലേ so this is x
അതെ.
axis and this is nothing but the underdamped system. We are aware that any system is of in the nature it is a underdamped one. So this is the time domain specification of an underdamped system, this one. Okay, this is the x axis and t. Now as time varies from 0 to infinity, the changes in state of the system is represented by the motion of the point. The trajectory along with the point move is called the phase trajectory. So I'll explain how do you get that. What is phase plane? Phase plane, one axis is x and the other one is x dash. One axis is x and the other one is x dash. So this is the phase plane. And this diagram is what? It is nothing but the time response of a second order system. It is an underdamped one. Now we want this x is here. Now we need x dash. How do you get x dash from that figure? We know that it is the derivative of this figure. When you do the derivative, you will be getting this diagram. So this is along the x axis it is time and along the y axis it is x dash. You have got both the diagram. One is the x and the other one is x dash. You need to draw x dash plane. That is the phase plane. So how do you get this x and x dash in this figure? Two graphs are available, one with x and the other with x dash. Now at the time t1, what is happening with this x? That you see, what is the value? This one. Okay, you project to the x dash plane. Now this x dash at the time is equal to t1. Again you project to the x dash plane. Now you will be getting one point. Yes or no? This point you will be getting x. This one is projected back and this one is projected back to x dash plane. Okay, at the time t2, what is happening with x? This value, you can see this value, this project back to the x dash plane, and the same value at t2 is also project back to x dash plane. You will be getting another point at t2. Okay, similarly after time varies from 0 to infinity, you just plot each and every point in the x dash plane. At t3, what is happening with x? At t3, what is happening with x dash? That point you bring back to the x dash plane. Then you will be getting a diagram like this. That is the movement of this point. Okay, this is the trajectory. That is what is the phase plane? You are clear about the phase plane? The coordinate plane with x1 and x2 as two axes, that is x and x dash, is called the state plane or phase plane. As time varies from 0 to infinity, changes in state of the system is represented by the motion of the point. You see this. We have point drawn at t1. What is happening? That one more point. At t2, another point. At t3, another point. At t4, another point. At t5, another point. Like that you are plotted, and then you draw a curve. Then that will be the trajectory. That is the trajectory along with this point moves is called the phase trajectory. Got the concept, Alan Matthew? You want me to explain again? Alan Matthew, are you here?
miss.
ഒന്നുകൂടെ പറയണോ?
ട്രാജക്ടറിയുടെ കാര്യം
ഒന്നുകൂടെ. Phase plane, which are the two axes, x and x dash. That is we are familiar with the coordinate axis xy, isn't it? Yes or no?
Right.
Then instead of xy, we are having x and x dash. What is this x and x dash? These are the two state variable. Why two state variable? We are dealing with only the second order equation. Then only two state variables. You want the point at x and x dash. Well, the time response of a second order system, we are aware the time response of a second order underdamped system. This is a figure x and this is the time. That is the time response. Okay. Now you have got x. Now plot x dash or the phase plane. You require x dash, isn't it? So you take the derivative of this figure. This is the x and this is the derivative of x. That is nothing but x dash. So here you can see this axis is x dash. Okay, here this axis is x. The phase plane is, the axis are x and x dash. So you need to plot this each and every point as the time reaches from 0 to infinity. plot each and every point to the x dash plane. Okay, that is at t1 what is x. At t1 the value of x is this much. At t1 value of x dash is this much. You trace back to the x dash plane, you will be getting this point, only 1 point. Okay, at t1 1 point. Then at t2, what is the value at t2 over this diagram? This value, project back. Then at t2, what is the value? 0. So it is coming at this point only. Okay, along the axis 0. So that is t2. Then at t3, go for this x. This is the value at x3, that is at 0 only. So this is project back. Then here at t3, what is the value? This much value. So project back to the x dash plane, so that you will be getting each and every point corresponding to the time t1, t2, t3, etc. up to infinity. So you plot that, then you will be getting a trajectory. Each and every point you will be getting a trajectory. So that trajectory is called a phase trajectory. The movement of the point in the x dash plane is the phase trajectory. Got the concept? Phase plane is two axes x and x dash. That are nothing but the state variable or the phase variable. State variable or the phase variable. That is why it is phase plane. Okay. The movement of this point is called the phase trajectory. Got the concern? That is for one initial
Okay,
condition.
miss.
Now, the family of phase plane trajectories corresponding to various sets of initial condition is called phase portrait. Okay. So many phase trajectories we can call at a various initial condition. You can call it as a phase portrait. So in this slide, which are the things you want to be familiar with? Phase plane, phase trajectory, and phase portrait. Okay. Phase plane, you are aware that is the two axes are x and x dash, and the point, the movement of the point in x dash plane is called the phase trajectory. The family of phase plane trajectories we call phase portrait. So at a various initial condition. Okay. I'll move to the next slide. Is it okay, Alan?
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine.
Yes, miss.
So the phase plane analysis, one of the most important techniques for studying the behavior of the nonlinear system, second order system, you can mainly say. The objectives, that is important. Now this one is also important. Use eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the Jacobian matrix to characterize the phase plane behavior. Predict the phase plane behavior close to an equilibrium point based on the linearized model at that equilibrium point. And it again predicts qualitatively the phase plane behavior of the nonlinear system when there are multiple equilibrium points. Okay, this is a general thing. When I come to the next slide, it will be very clear. Okay, singular point, very important topic. Singular point, as far as exam point of view, it is very important. Okay, what is singular points? A point in phase plane at which the derivative of all state variables are 0 is called a singular point. Derivative of all state variables. Okay, which are the state variable in the x1, x2 phase plane? It is x1 and x2. So the derivative of all state variables are 0 is called a singular point. It is also called equilibrium point. Okay, singular point also called equilibrium point. Now, the singular points are classified as nodal point, saddle point, vertex point, depending on the eigenvalues of the matrix. Now you tell me how many eigenvalues will be there for the second order system? Second order. That characteristics equation. When you solve the second order equation, how many roots you will be getting? Or how many eigenvalues you will be getting? Second order, there are? Alan Matthew?
2.
Hmm?
2 ആണ് miss. 2 ആണ്.
2 ആണോ? Third order differential equation. When you solve that, you will be getting 3 roots.
Oh,
So if it is a second
അതെ,
order,
അതെ.
you will be getting 2. Okay. So the eigenvalues are the 2. Now, depending upon the position of the eigenvalues, the phase portraits varies. Okay. So what do you mean by singular point? It is a derivative of all state variables are 0 is called the singular point. Okay. Now just see this table. Here eigenvalues of the system matrix. It can be distinct, real, and 2 eigenvalues are negative. So suppose you have got in one equation 2 eigenvalues are negative. That is, it is lying on the left hand side. Okay, then the type of singular point is stable node. Okay, real and the two eigenvalues are negative. Now if you want to draw the phase portrait of the system with the singular point at a real and the two eigenvalues are negative, then you take the just example x1 x2 axis. These two quadrant are the negative values, isn't it? Second quadrant and the fourth quadrant. You just draw this line slope, middle line you can see, isn't it? Hmm? Now, if it since it is lying on the left hand side, it will be a stable one. Now you draw all the phase trajectories, that is the nearby trajectories, that is for different set of initial values. You draw everything towards the origin. You can see that the arrow is pointing towards the origin, and again which is parallel to this middle axis. Middle axis you can see this one is the diagonal of second and fourth quadrant. Why it is second and fourth quadrant? Because your two roots are negative. Okay, so this portion only the negative roots coming, isn't it? This is positive and negative. So the this diagram you can see, and since it is a stable node, all the arrows pointing towards the origin. Okay, now it is easy to draw this because you need to draw this one. They will maybe asking the singular point. So you are supposed to write with this table and S prime. Okay, then the second case, distinct, real, and two eigenvalues are positive because it is lying on the right hand side. Eigenvalues. So roots are, if the two roots are lying on the right hand side, we can say the system is unstable. So that particular node we can say it is an unstable node. Okay, because two eigenvalues or the two roots are lying on the right side of the positive means right side of the plane. So it is unstable node. So you need to draw unstable node and the phase portrait of that singular point. How do you draw? Then it is a roots are positive, so you take first and third quadrant, this line slope, this slope. You can see the slope of this line. Okay. Then since it is unstable, the nearby trajectories everything pointing outside. The previous one it was going inside the origin. The other thing it was coming away from the origin. You can see that it is going away. Okay, it is going away. So now you are familiar with the two nodes, stable node and unstable node. When will we get stable node? If the two roots are lying on the left hand side, you will be getting a stable node. Then the representation, the phase portrait of a stable node is you need to draw this diagram. Then all the things pointing towards the origin. When it is unstable node, that is if two roots are lying or the two eigenvalues are lying on the right hand side, then you can say it is a positive value. Then it will be unstable condition. You draw the positive on this one. Okay, and all the arrows pointing towards infinity you can draw. Okay, in the stable node, all the arrows pointing towards the origin. You are familiar? Okay, are you comfortable? Alan Matthew, clear or not?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Adhe, miss.
Now the another case can occur. It is one root or one eigenvalue is positive, the other is negative. Then that is called a saddle point. Okay, that one is called a saddle point. What is one type of singular point? We are familiar with the stable node, unstable node, and the next one is saddle point. Okay, now you see this one is positive and the other negative. Then what you need to do? Both the diagonal you have to draw. Okay, then all the trajectories concentrate towards that diagonal. You can see this diagonal you are drawn. Okay, then all the nearby trajectories you are come this one. You can draw like this. Getting? Then the arrow you see, it is pointing away. Why? Because you have got one positive roots over here or positive eigenvalue over here. So it is going to be a unstable condition because it is lying on the right hand side of the S prime. Okay, so that one also you can draw. Both the singular point we call it a saddle point. Diagonally all this one draw. Then draw all the curves near to that. Then arrows pointing to infinity. You will be getting saddle point. Okay, next singular point is saddle point. So which are the other condition you can occur? It can happen the complex conjugate fold. When you solve the differential equation, it can happen that the roots are complex. When the roots are complex with a negative real part, then negative real part. Okay, then you can say that singular point is stable focus. Okay, since that singular, then you need to draw the curve in such a way that it is coming to origin. From infinity, it is coming to origin. This is a shape, is a stable focus we call, and the eigenvalues are complex conjugate with a negative real parts. It is a movement of the point only in x dash plane. So you can see that it is a stable focus. Okay. Now another case, it is a complex conjugate with a positive real part. Okay, complex conjugate with a positive real part. When the positive real part comes, it is going to be an unstable condition. Now you can see that this curve you draw focus towards infinity. The other focus, stable focus, is coming towards 0. Other one going towards infinity. Okay, stable is it is coming to origin, and the unstable condition is it is going to infinity. So that is an unstable focus. Then one more possibility can come. It is a purely imaginary and the conjugate one. Purely imaginary and the conjugate. That is, it is lying on the imaginary axis. Then that singular point we can call it is a center or vortex point. Okay, so the diagram is a circle. Okay, nearby trajectories you can see nearby trajectories. Now, which are the singular points we are familiar with? What is a singular point? A point in phase plane at which the derivatives of all state variables are 0. So, when the stable node, this is the diagram. Stable node, first negative, second and fourth. Then unstable one, you need to draw the trajectories away to infinity. Now the point is saddle point. When the saddle point occurs, one is positive and the other is negative. So you draw both the diagonal, then the curve near to that diagonal. Then complex conjugate and negative real part, then stable focus. Stable means it is coming to the origin. Unstable focus means it is going to infinity. And purely imaginary, if it is lying on the imaginary axis, you can say that it is a circle. Okay, that is clear. Shall I go to next slide, Alan?
Yes. Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. Then comes the stability. This definition is also very important as far as stability of nonlinear system is considered. In nonlinear system, stability is discussed related to equilibrium points. Okay. In nonlinear system, we have studied so many linear system, but stability and all. But now you are dealing with a nonlinear system. In nonlinear system, stability is discussed related to equilibrium point. The autonomous system defined by equation x dash is equal to f of x is stable at the origin if for every initial state x of t which is sufficiently close to origin, x of t remains near the origin for all t. Okay, you will be defining the stable condition. There are 3 stable conditions here defining. That is, if it is stable at the origin means if for every initial state x of t which is sufficiently close to origin, x of t remains near to the origin for all t. That is, for all t, the x of t is, that is initial state is near to the origin, then you can say that the system is stable. This, because based on the initial state, we are plotting the phase portrait and all. So, if all the initial points are lying near to the origin, you can say the system is stable. I'll read one more time. If for every initial state x of t which is sufficiently close to origin, initial state is sufficiently close to origin, then x of t remains near the origin for all t. Okay, that is a stable condition. So in nonlinear system, stability is discussed related to equilibrium point. Okay, then when can we say that it is asymptotically stable? If x of t approaches the origin as t time tends to infinity. Asymptotically stable means if x of t approaches the origin at t is equal to infinity, then you can say that asymptotically stable. Then asymptotically stable in large. The previous one, it is asymptotically stable. Then asymptotically stable in large means if it is asymptotically stable for every initial state regardless of how near or far it is from origin. So when can we say the asymptotically stable in large? You just take the initial condition. Irrespective of this initial condition, how far it is away from origin or if it is near the origin, but it has to be stable for every initial state. Then you can say that it is asymptotically stable in large. Okay. Stability, it is defined, it is the different three states they have defined the stability. The first one is what is the stability condition. Then what is asymptotically stable, that is if except approaches the origin as t tends to infinity, it is asymptotically stable. Asymptotically stable in large means for every initial state, regardless of how near or far it is from origin, it has to be stable. Then you can say that it is asymptotically stable in large. Okay. So that definition also anyway you need to study. Now comes the very important one, limit cycles in phase portrait. Okay. You are familiar with what is phase portrait. You can see that so many phase trajectories plotting in a single one. You can say it is a phase portrait. Now, what is this limit cycle in phase portrait? That is a important point to be studied. So, limit cycles are oscillations of fixed frequency, okay, and magnitude. Then, on phase plane, a limit cycle is defined as an isolated closed orbit. An isolated closed orbit. In phase portrait, on the phase plane, a limit cycle is defined as an isolated closed orbit. Okay. For limit cycle, the trajectory should be closed, indicating the periodic nature of the motion. It has to be isolated. It indicates the limiting nature of the cycle. It indicates the limiting nature of the cycle with the nearby trajectories converging to or diverging from it. Okay. I know that you are not clear about this, but I'll explain with the diagram, then it will be very simple. What is its limit cycle? It is on phase plane, a limit cycle is defined as an isolated closed orbit. And isolated indicating limiting nature of the cycle with the nearby trajectories converging to or diverging from it. Now just see the next slide. Now limit cycle depends on trajectories motion pattern in the vicinity of the limit cycles. There are three types of limit cycle: stable limit cycle, unstable limit cycle, semi-stable limit cycle. So three types of limit cycle. Okay, stable, unstable, and semi-stable. So what is the simple definition of a limit cycles are in phase plane. A limit cycle is defined as an isolated closed orbit. Okay, isolated closed orbit. You can see in this diagram. Can you see one isolated closed orbit? This bolded diagram. It is an isolated closed orbit, isn't it? This one bolded diagram. Okay. Again in this figure also this bold one you see, that is an isolated closed curve. Then this one is again isolated closed curve. So the limit cycle is an isolated closed circle. Then what is stable limit cycle? You see the nearby trajectories. Can you see the nearby trajectories? This one is one trajectory nearby. Nearby trajectories of this closed path. So this is another one. So these two are the nearby trajectories of this closed path. This bold one is a closed path. Then you just analyze this converging trajectories. You see, you start from this one, this curve, nearby trajectories. It is going and reaching to this closed path. Again, you take the other one, move along this path. It is moving, and again it is closing to that closed path. So it is a stable limit cycle. Okay. Depending on trajectories motion pattern in vicinity of limit cycles, there are three type of limit cycle. So these three type of limit cycle depends upon the trajectories motion pattern in the vicinity of the limit cycle. What is limit cycle? It is the closed curve. This bolded closed curve you can see, and in this figure there are two nearby trajectories. One is this one, it is moving and joining to this limit cycle, and the other trajectory is also moving and joining to this limit cycle, the boulder curve. Okay, then you can say it is a stable limit cycle. Clear? Then this one, the next figure you take, unstable one. Why it is unstable? One, just see the closed curve. This is a limit cycle, closed curve, closed curve. Isolated, limited, this one is a closed curve. Okay. Now see the nearby trajectories. This is the nearby trajectories. You can see that this trajectory is going away from that closed path, isn't it? Take this curve, it is also going away from the closed path. So that is why this is called unstable one, unstable limit cycle. Then comes the third figure, that is a figure C. The middle one, you can see the closed path, this limit cycle. Okay, closed one. And this curve, if you see, it is a converging because it is coming and joining to that particular closed curve. Now take this trajectory, nearby trajectory, you can see that it is moving away from the closed trajectory. So this one is called a semi-stable limit cycle. One is converging and the other one is diverging. Take this one, it is diverging. Take this one, it is converging towards this closed curve. So that is the semi-stable limit cycle. So depends on trajectories, motion pattern. In vicinity of limit cycles, there are three type of limit cycles: stable limit cycles, unstable limit cycles, and semi-stable limit cycles. You need to see the nearby trajectories motion. So in this case, the closed path is the limit cycle. Then nearby trajectories to converging trajectories. It is converging towards that limit cycle. Again, it is converging towards that limit cycle. Then this case, figure B, take the closed path limit cycle. This closed path is a limit cycle. Then take the nearby trajectories. One trajectory is going away and the other one is also diverging. So this one is unstable. And this trajectory is diverging. The other nearby trajectory is converging. That is why it is semi-stable limit cycle. Alan, is it clear? Alan,
Clear on, miss, clear on.
clear on. അടുത്ത സ്ലൈഡിലോട്ട് പോവോ? Can I move to next slide? Or you want me to explain again this one?
No.
Okay, fine.
മതി.
Then how to construct phase plane trajectories? Okay, phase plane trajectories you are familiar with. Now we need to know how to construct the phase plane trajectories. There are different methods for constructing the phase plane trajectories. Some methods are isocline, vector field diagram, delta method, pulse method. But in our studies, it is mainly concentrating to isocline and delta method only. Okay, now we'll go to isocline method. Construction of phase trajectories, isocline method. The term isocline derives from the Greek word for same slope. Same slope. Okay, isocline means same slope. The state equation of a second order autonomous systems are, there are two, x1 dash, x2 dash, isn't it? Second order system, x dash is equal to ax plus bu. So x1 dash is again function of x1 and x2. Clear? X2 dash is equal to function of x1 and x2. Two state variable. Both the equations, x dash is equal to x1 plus ax plus bu. Okay, where x1 and x2 are the state variables of the system. On dividing these two equations, what you will be getting? S2 dash by x1. Okay. Since x2 dash is what? Dx2 by dt. And x1 dash is what? Dx1 by dt. So this equation can be written as dx2 by dx1. So you just put x2 dash as dx by dt. dt and dt will get cancelled. You can write it is dx2 by dx1 is equal to f2 into x1 x2 by f1 into x1 x2. That is functions of x1 and x2. Okay. The equation 223 defines the slope of the phase trajectories at every point in the phase plane except at the singular points. Meeting will end for all participants in 5 minutes. Okay, you can join again. Okay, at singular points the slope of the phase trajectory is indeterminate. Okay, therefore all the points on the curve f2 into x1 x2 is equal to s into f1 x2. Okay, all the points on the curve f2 into x1 x2 is equal to s into x1 x2 have the same tangent slope s. This is a slope dx2 by dx1. Only qualitative behavior can be concluded, such as stable or oscillatory behavior. Okay, now isocline method. Let s slope at any point in phase plane. So this equation in the previous slide we have got s is equal to dx2 by dx1, which is equal to functions of x1 x2 f functions of x1 x2. Okay, let s1 slope at point on phase trajectory 1. From equation 2 1 to 4 we get, then you just cross multiply this, what you will be getting, f2 into x1 x2 is equal to s1 into f1 x1 x2. The equation defines the locus of all such point in phase plane. So let me start the meeting again so that you can also join once again, because it will be seeing. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. Alan, you can join the meeting again. Okay. Everybody,
Okay,
because it
miss.
is. Recording.